Good morning, everybody. It's Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with today's pre-opening grain and livestock comments for Friday, June 12th. Well, the war is over for now. We'll see. The stock market did come off its lows, so it's up a couple hundred points. The S&P 500 is up 10 points. Overnight, July spot corn, very interesting. The low was 408.5. There is a gap down there at 405. So it got into the gap. The top of the gap was 409. So we did not completely fill the gap at 405. And all that is, it's a long-term continuation chart. And technically, sometimes if there's a gap down there, the robots like to go fill it. The gap gets filled at 409. If that fails, then it opens up the door to $4. So it's not like I'm rooting for it, but it is good to see that we haven't filled it yet. It might be an area, again, if you've got puts on, make sure you're rolling them down. Make sure that, if you have puts that you paid 7 cents for that are now worth 30, you replace them with puts that are worth, 6 or 7, because if we recover, you do not want a 30-cent put going worthless. You want a 7-cent put going worthless. D's corn, a low last night at 435.5, trading at 438, just down about 3/4. Same idea. The market's oversold. Is it done yet? I certainly hope it is. Last night's low, 435.5, which is a new contract low. We had rain out here that's taken away some of the drought concerns, but I think the biggest driver is the fact that crude oil hit $83.20 last night. $83.20. So that's the lowest it's been for crude oil. That's the lowest crude oil price since April 17th. So it's called a 2-month low. 2-month low in crude oil. This is all coming off of the headlines. Now those headlines might switch. So you got to stay vigilant. September, July, Sep, I'm looking at that right now in Chicago wheat, both down about 2.5 cents. Kansas City down about 2.5 cents as well. Again, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but roll your puts down. Make sure you've got very, very cheap puts on at this point, because you don't want expensive puts going worthless if and when we finally recover and rally back here. It's been a pretty horrendous sell-off. In the protein complex, with the stock market higher, it's probably going to be friendly for cattle. The first minute or two is going to be a usual kind of a roller coaster ride. August fat cattle, 242.65 is where we settled. If we take out yesterday's high, you'll probably see new people, again, wanting to come in on the long side. The level I'd watch in the August fats is 245. If we take out 245, that opens the door back up to 250. In August feeders, we settled basically right under 360. The level there that everybody's watching is around 363. The old high above there is 65.75. So, again, if the stock market continues to go higher, the reflex is for guys to buy cattle. And, that's just kind of what we're looking at here this Friday. Hopefully we'll get some recovery. Hopefully we get some change in the weather. The biggest driver is the fact that crude oil is down sharply and the stock market is recovering. And as far as, what happened to the stock market, we broke 4% in the Dow. 4%. So we went from all-time highs at almost 52,000. We dropped 2,000 points, which is 4%. Now we've clawed back most of that 4%. So 4 to 5% generally for most of my life has been considered noise. Anything less than 5% is noise. The problem is when you have 5% moves when the Dow's at 52,000, it's a couple thousand points. So you got to get used to that math. All right, guys, this is Chris. Have a good day. 312-638-8868. If you're not getting my letter, sign up for it, robinsonagmarketing.com. I have specific cash sale recs. I have specific hedges. And that's a big part of my program, is just trying to keep your risk on paper. This is Chris. Have a good day.